everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Andy, and today we have the end of the month reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Welcome guys. This is going to be specifically for January 20th through the 31st. So this is just a quick end of the month recap, trying to catch up, see where you're at right now, see exactly what this month's lesson was for you in order to learn what this period of time right now, if you're watching this, it could be timeless, you know. I do date these for when I create them and what they're intended for, but if you happen to find these at any given point in time in your life, or you watch these whenever, I do think that there's going to be a message for you, okay? So specifically what the lesson is right now, and then a little closing message from Spirit, seeing what Spirit has to tell you, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. These are gonna be quick and short. So we are looking at Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What is going on right now for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? I'm getting that some of you guys may be experiencing some anxiety. Usually when I have difficulty breathing all of a sudden, I feel like a heaviness in my chest. It means a couple different things. Oh my gosh, it's intense. I'm like out of breath all of a sudden. So that gives me a signifier that a couple of things. It's usually my signifier for anxiety. So that's why I said a lot of you could be experiencing anxiety. Some of you could just feel loss. I'm getting feel lost, and it's just like a really heavy feeling in your chest or in your heart. You're feeling like maybe someone left in your life, someone could have passed away. You could have lost out on an opportunity with someone or something. It could have been a job. You just feel like something was taken away from you in some way, shape, or form, and you're feeling that loss right now. So I'm sorry if that is the case for those of you. That could also be another reason for the anxiety of having that feeling of anxiety is after a loss. You could be experiencing some anxiety from that. Let's see exactly what's going on. So what is going on in from January 20th through the 31st for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? So we have Justice. So this time period right now is heavily, it has a lot to do with karma. And sorry to say, because I feel like some of you guys are not going to want to hear this, but a lot of what you're experiencing right now is karma. It's karma that is owed to you. So if you're experiencing a lot of negativity in your life or around you right now at this time, it is because it is karma that is being repaid to you, whether it was a past life, and I'm getting primarily for a lot of you it is past life, and this is actually a belief system that I've been adopting, I guess, or really believing recently for myself. Is that I actually believe that a majority of the karma, so majority of the things that we experience in our present lifetime, I actually believe that it's actually just karma piled over from our previous life. So most of it's not actually from things you've done in this life. So if you're like, oh my God, I knew I shouldn't have done this, or it's because I regretted doing this, I don't actually necessarily think it's because of karma that you have cultivated within this lifetime. I actually feel like this is a past life situation. It's karma from past lives that you've had. It's finally catching up to you in order to be repaid and in order to be rebalanced. So even though this may be a rough time of transition, also happy birthday if it's your birthday this week, in this final week. Sorry, I lost my train of thought with that. Karma needs to be rebalanced because energy never truly disappears, never really goes away. It's just constantly being transformed into something else. So in order for right now, if your life has been imbalanced in a really, really big way in the past couple of months, I want to say in the past 2 to 3 months, maybe a lot of negative things have happened, maybe you've experienced a lot of loss, maybe you've had an uplift in anxiety because of things that are happening around you. It is because it's happening for a reason, in order to help you get into a more balanced state of being. So it's almost like you just kind of have to ride with the tide, let it go, let it flow, allow things to happen. Try to center and ground yourself as much as you can, Aquarius, because you are an air sign, so you tend to not be a very grounded individual. That is one of the biggest problems that Aquarius has, especially always wanting to do your own thing. You're very silly, you're very, very creative, and you're a very unique individual. So you usually tend to do things that go against the grain or go against society's standards, or you do your own thing very independently. Make sure that you are practicing grounding yourself. If you don't know how, there's awesome grounding guided meditations on YouTube. You can look that up. You can take walks outside. Being outside would be really helpful towards you, whether you want to be isolated or not. Being outside in nature or with animals as well is going to be really, really grounding for you, okay? I'm going to pull, I think, one more card because that was actually pretty clear. Five of Wands. So there could be conflict from the 20th through the 31st. You could be experiencing a lot of conflict, either within yourself, I'm getting, so internally, so a lot of internal conflict where you're maybe arguing with yourself, like, oh, I should do this or I shouldn't do this, like kind of you're going back and forth with yourself, I'm getting. You could also be going back and forth with an individual or a group of individuals. I honestly feel like you're a little bit more on the defensive side of this conflict, where I feel like there could be a lot of problems or a lot of people arguing or just a lot of conflict and chaos happening maybe in your home, in your group of friends, in your community. Like I feel like there's like a community or like a space where there could be like a lot of like bickering or people are mad, maybe not necessarily at you, but it's just kind of like people are arguing and conflicting with one another or going against each other in some type of a group setting, and you're just kind of caught in the middle, like you're caught in the crossfire. And it's making you uncomfortable. You don't really want to be in that state of being. You don't want to be around that energy. So I think that right now could be a time where you really want to be isolated. You really want to be yourself. You really want to be by yourself because there's all this like conflict going on around you. All these people like arguing. There's just like a lot of problems. And you're like, oh, I don't have time. I don't want to deal with this. You know, I just want to focus on me and what I'm going through, because I feel like there has been a lot of negativity that you've been experiencing. But like I said, it's just karma, and it's just the energy trying to rebalance itself in order to give you a more balanced way of life and a way of being. Also, I just want to throw this general message out there. So right now we are in the age of Aquarius, or I think we're shifting into the age of Aquarius, not just because it is your season, which it is, we're transitioning into Aquarius season, but it's also just this period of time we're shifting into the age of Aquarius, which really, I think, in my opinion, my prediction for everyone, this time is going to be a triggering point, the beginning of the age of Aquarius, or this transitional period right now, especially because we are transitioning into the season of Aquarius. I think this is a huge trigger point for a lot of people, where we're really going to be trying to express ourselves more authentically of who we truly are and who we truly want to be, what our real wants and our real desires are out of life, how to authentically communicate what it is that we want and need from other people or just from life in general, and just being more authentic and true to ourselves, okay? Because Aquarius has a lot to do with honesty as well and authenticity, okay? So I see that that's really what you're experiencing right now. We're going to get a card for what your lesson is. So I said this in the last video, but we're constantly being given and shown lessons all the time throughout life. So for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what is the lesson here for January 20th through the 31st? What's the lesson that is getting brought up, or being brought to you, I should say? What did I say this was? What did I say this was? Conflict, right? Conflict. The lesson has to do with conflict and defeat. So honestly, it has to do primarily, Aquarius, I'm getting that when things are like rough, or when there's a lot of conflict, when there's a lot of this energy going on around you, when there's a lot of conflict and like this type of like, oh, I can't win, or like, oh, everyone's mad at me, or like everyone's arguing around me, I feel like you tend to get really down on yourself. And I feel like that's kind of where this anxiety comes from. Some of you may be like people pleasers, so you kind of just, you take on the fault and you feel like it's somehow your fault that everything is happening. And that has a lot to do with the conflict that's going on around you, and it has a lot to do with the karma, the justice that's being rebalanced, right? Like I said. So if you've been experiencing a lot of negative things in your life, some of you may feel like it's your fault, or that you have brought it upon yourself, or that you have manifested this, which I'm gonna say that you didn't do it consciously, but like I said, we built up during our lives, because I do believe in past lives and I do believe in reincarnation, whether you do or you do not, but from my perspective and my belief, it's karma and it's energy, it's negative energy that we have accumulated and racked up. It's almost like points, I guess we should say, from our past lives that need to be repaid, and we need to repay it in terms of energy, okay? So that means that sometimes during life we have to go through, and this usually happens in your earlier years, okay? I'm going to say you're probably under 20 years old or under 25, probably anywhere before 30 years old. I would say this is usually when this is repaid. That's what I think primarily a lot about our Saturn's return has to do, because Saturn's return, I think, is like that last big clearing of that huge indebted karma, right? And that happens, I think, when you're 27. So this is any time before you're 27, where this energy just needs to help be cleared. It needs to be, you need to experience a little bit of negativity in your life, go through some negative experiences, some negative cycles in order to repay this karma, so that your energies can be rebalanced moving forward into your life, okay? So that things won't be as conflicting moving forward. But I get that the primary lesson is that when there is conflict going on around you, when things are going bad, when you're experiencing a lot of negativity and anxiety, it's important, Aquarius, for you to remember that it's not your fault. That also, aside from it not always being your fault, and sometimes it might be, but primarily I'm saying that everyone makes mistakes. Everyone, don't blame yourself for it. Don't go to the mindset of, I brought this upon myself. Maybe you did, but that's okay. Let it go. We all make mistakes. We're all human. And that's important for you to remember, because sometimes you might forget that as well. But it's important to remember when there is conflict and there's a lot of negativity going on in your life, remind yourself that it's just energy being rebalanced. So sometimes you have to go through those negative transitionary periods in order to become in a more balanced state of mind, body, and spirit, okay? So that is the big lesson that you need to learn. This is going to be a message for the angels, spirit guides that watch over Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So for the angels and spirit guides that watch over, guide, and protect Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what is the message that you would like Aquarius to know? For Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what do the angels want Aquarius to know? Have confidence. Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. So a lot of you guys could be feeling stressed, like I said, because there's a lot of negativity going around this time, but because it's happening in order to teach you something, right? It's just a lesson for you to learn. And primarily I'm getting that this could be a huge lesson in terms of faith, right? It's important for us to always believe in something, right? Whether it's the universe or ourselves, because either or, it's the same thing. We are connected with the universe. So believing in ourselves is believing in the universe, into higher energies, and believing in higher energies in the universe is believing in ourselves. It's important to have one of those beliefs. And I feel like right now, because there's a lot of things that are going on, maybe it could be negative. Like I said, a lot of you could have been experiencing a lot of loss. Because there has been a lot of that going on, it's important for you to have confidence within yourself, aka having confidence in the universe and in God, if you believe in God, or angels, or your spirit guides. It's having confidence in those higher energies, that they're guiding you, that they're protecting you, and that any negativity that you are experiencing, it's because, like I said, karma needs to be cleared, karma needs to be repaid, and energies need to be rebalanced in order for you to move forward in a more positive way, okay? That is what your angels want you to know. If it resonated, please give us a big thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what you guys are going through, because I'd like to read the comments. Subscribe if you like my style of reading. I think that is it. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so. Send me an email, and that is down below in the description box. Yeah, we can talk about rates and how I work one-on-one, etc., etc. I offer my sessions live over Skype or Zoom, as well as pre-recorded videos that just get sent to you as a private link. I think that is it. That is your end of the month reading for January 20th through the 31st. And yeah, make sure to watch your other placements as well. This was for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, so you can check out any of your other placements if this did or did not resonate with you. I always tell people to check your other placements. Don't focus on your sun sign too much, so sun sign will be your main sign. I think that there isn't very much information to be gathered from that, in my opinion, but to each their own. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.